The mid game, we have a lot of mid game power here, and our late game is going to be very strong. We'll just completely outrange the Kalista later on. Forget about early. We're going to make it through. To be honest, in terms of like what outcome I would pick would be to have the tiebreaker. So then they get to have the direct match off.
Give some agency over to KT.
We are going to see a big dive here, it looks like.
Yeah. Aiming, just trying to dance around. Lucid just walks in. They want to kill the hens, and they will be able to do so. Beryl looking for a bailout here, not able to get it, but it's a double kill as DK just lock down this bottom lane and destroy it.
Yeah, Showmaker does have the flash there. That's going to be the first Mountain Dragon here, going over to Dplus.
Yeah, they are really coming out of the gate swinging, understanding that it is like 2-0 or bust, to be perfectly honest. A series against KT, at this point in time, I would not want to opt into that. That puts the red carpet down in the right spots. He wins lanes on this Rumble very effectively, and in fact, he wins games on this champion, the Nongshim. And he's right now making Xiu's life really hard. I really like this from Gideon, as the Ornhorn is going to sound. It does get the double knock-up, though, and the outplay is gorgeous! Bellow's Breath comes on through, but he's on the equalizer. And so he goes down, a little bit unfortunate, tried his very best, as now Lahen's kind of getting ignored here, as he is left underneath his turret. Calyx is fighting against Showmaker, but Showmaker getting the better end of it, throwing out the volley. Flash does have to come through, and Calyx
the wave is crashing. Xiu instantly has to ult, but now he's trapped in this position where in order to reactivate his ultimate, he has to stand on equalizer. The placement is perfect as Gideon is in trouble.
Oh dear. He's going to flash. Blast Cone is going to be there, but Showmaker is looking to pick him up. Is the seismic shove available? Yes, it is, but now he has to walk into the other rocks, and that is going to be the kill going over to Showmaker. And he gets the feats of warfare at the same.
Showmaker doesn't have his ult, but he doesn't necessarily need it here. Nongshim are just not able to get over here and contest, and that's going to be a 2-Drake lead here for Dplus. That Soul, we'll see what it's going to be.
It's
Cloud again.
Oh my goodness. It's not my birthday anymore. That was lost. Beryl doesn't find the handshake. You can see another dive is being set up.
Lucid is here, Showmaker's here. His ult's not ready, but I don't know if he needs it, honestly.
Oh, wind becomes lightning. Jiu going to try and get himself out of there. Showmaker comes on over, and he might take a consolation Lahen's, and that is absolutely going to be theirs. Fate's Call invested. They still do have, like, the Weaver's Wall wasn't even available. Yeah, no, they've got Hostile Takeover. It was only Fate's Call.
And Calyx gets control of this mid wave, but what does it mean? You know, there's no plates to get here. There's no value in this mid lane. Can deny some farm from Showmaker, but I think he likes the denial of the Senna more. Gideon will, as a jungler, win this one.
Yeah, Xiu is going to look to try and get this Ornhorn over the top, and it's not going to work out. Now Showmaker turns up, Lucid going to be there as well, but Gideon, he's just going to be able to create the decoy and get himself out of there. Oh, nice seismic shove there onto Calyx, who does steal a call of the Forge Guard.
I think that was a bit of an unforced error there from Xiu to try to go over and...
I think Xiu is just having a horrible time.
He's like, I want money, so maybe I'll go in the jungle, and yeah, no. When you show and you dive like that, that's where the enemy jungler is going to appear and try to make a cross map, and he just gave it over basically on a silver platter. And now we're looking for a hook.
Yeah, Lahen's finds the max range onto Beryl. He's going to flash. Throws down the hostile takeover here as Lahen's looking to try and stun off his teammates, but does not manage to do so. Teleport in from Calyx.
He has the Ornhorn, and there's no Renata ultimate anymore. This is a really nice setup here for the side of Nongshim for this Herald fight.
Yeah, Cole the Forge got advantage over to Nongshim. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well, in goes Lucid, looks for a little bit of an angle as Gideon. Warrior Trickster will be able to avoid any sort of engage. Another hook does come on through there as he equalizes a beautiful position. The Ram comes down as well, and my God, Lucid almost just dead. He gets bailed out, but I don't think they're getting a kill. As Xiu just trying to be a nuisance, and it does not work. Another one connects max range. He flashes away, and Lahen stays alive, but they don't quite have enough of the damage. And Xiu now just trying to run away, aiming. Oh dear, just needs a pierce to get himself in range, and that is a dead Senna. DK picking up the fact that Nongshim, without equalizer, don't necessarily have the deeps to get through them at this stage.
Yeah, no, down but not out in that fight for sure. So much used to kill Lucid. His Crescent Guard got insane value as Xiu has to put himself in harm's way to try to secure that kill, and is in fact why he went down. Okay, Xiu just wants to farm.
Yeah, please, let Xiu at least get the experience for the cannon. And he does. He'll get a double knock up here as well, but that turret is really dead. Showmaker is going to try and bail out his top laner, though. Seismic shove goes wide, and Xiu is still going to go down. Showmaker, can you do it? You're in melee range against a Silas and a Rumble as the bailout's immediate. but it does not matter. He's still going to get put down, and Calix will be able to get that kill. A 2-for-1 is going to be the ensuing trade.
That's a different story, but he did not.
And DK was able to also get the Rift Herald, so that's also a big deal. Nongshim, they're going to collect themselves this outer turret on the bottom side, but Rift Herald might be able to get 2 turrets, which is, I think, a bit of a bigger deal. As alright, Equalizer just to clear out the wave, but it doesn't clear the Rift Herald. Now Kingan's going to get knocked up. Fate's Call for another knock-up as he gets handshook and destroyed. Xiu gets his revenge as he's now level 11 on this on, feeling a lot better.
Hang out in the area, maybe look for a steal here. Gideon does have flash, but
I don't think so, man. Have any right to go for it exactly.
I mean, maybe if somebody bathed weird here, is down now, so that's a big zoning tool. And Gideon is ready to look for a potential steal here. This is not a secure by any means for Dplus. They're going to have to look for a fight or a turn.
Yep, Gio's now back with the rest of the team. It's Calix on a bit of a flank angle. This is going to be a 50-50. The Equalizer goes down. There are Rams everywhere. My goodness, what happened at the farm as the Fate's Call is going to come through to get Beryl out of dodge. Xiu's in trouble, but he flashes to get out of the way. Beryl is in a really rough spot. The Lands is also, as he's taken down exceptionally low. Oh God, the 5 versus 5 alcove gaming is going to ensue. The health bars on DK are so low, but they're still just going to try and walk it off. Xiu's health bar is decent as Xiu gets the knock-up. Calix is going to get closed in on by Lucid, who's just looking for the 1v1 into the Silas, and maybe he's going to be able to do it. He finds the win, becomes lightning, and how are DK still alive?
Oh, Lucid might just get out too. King,
oh, the flash forward from King, and BS knocked up. Lucid is a god. This guy doesn't make sense. He will die in the end, but he saved that whole fight for DK.
Yeah, let's see if anyone else can get out here. I mean, they're chasing deep. I don't know if Nongshim should be actually going this far into this situation.
I don't think DK should be walking back.
Yeah, no, you got out. You got out. Showmaker does show up here, TP'd in.
Yeah, Seismic Shove does nothing at all, but Lance is still going to be dead. They do get Beryl, so it's a 1-for-1, but now in this 2v2, I'm feeling like DK are feeling happy about it. There it is, the double for aiming, and the surprise Teemo face for DK, as that was an ace for a couple of seconds.
And he gets another knock up here when Kingan goes in. This audaciously charges him and knocks him up. He still dies, but he takes the rumble out, which really shapes how the rest of this fight.
Wait, is this free soul? Yeah, I guess it's free soul. Build a wall, take a dragon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, easiest Cloud Soul of their lives. Snare going to connect. As alright, the Ram is going to get called. We'll see what Xiu can make of it as Lens goes in. The follow-up is a little bit late, but the Equalizer is still fantastic. The hostile takeover is even better. 3-man knockup from Xiu, but still they are cooking. They are getting murdered as Gideon gets into that backline. Lucid and Xiu are still up, but they've lost everyone else. Nongshim still managed to make it an even trade after losing the Drake, and I say even, Gideon's still dead.
I mean, it's still, ends up being a fairly close game here in terms of gold, but the Cloud Soul value is going to be
against the Noodles.
All right, Calix left alone here. We'll try to clear this wave.
Sorry about the Caster Curse. Seismic Shove is going to come through. Never mind, it's a Calix by himself. The flash forward from Beryl to find the handshake and get the kill. My goat right there is now Xiu could be in a bunch of trouble. The Ram is going to come through though, and he doesn't get the knock-up, so still will be going down. That could have been really cute, but it's a great interruption.
And with the kill on the Ornn there, it's not like Dplus can take this Baron for free. It's going to have to be a fight, but they have Weaver's Wall. And it's been every single objective Nongshim has been second to. Like every single one, and they don't get to dictate the pace. And so Dplus have all the options here. Showmaker's Wall is the first.
Yeah, he's going to build that wall. The Equalizer is helping DK take this Baron right now, as the wall will come down. Gideon's going to make it a 50-50, but it's the Rend that locks it down. And then the Monkey dies. Lucid gets into that backline, and Beryl is going to join in with the Fate's Call. Lands in so much trouble, and aiming is throwing sticks all over the place. Xiu, the last man standing once again, and he'll get shoved seismically into the death chamber.
Dplus,
DK, I think this might be the end of the game.
I think so. Their objective control with this early game comp, the bottom side control they played through was brilliant. All 4 dragons to them, and a Baron to boot. It's never a 50-50 when you've got a Kalista with those sticks in the Baron. Gideon tried his best there, but he won't win it in the end. And Dplus off to a confident start here.
Yep. There is another wall. You can build that, but DK, they have the ability to knock it down as they have this on. First Nexus turret going to go down. Still waiting on Kingan and Xiu to respawn, and I think the Nexus is not long for the world. However, DK do need to win another fight, and in fact, they just will. That's a decent way to do it. Nexus next going to go down, and Kingen not even allowed to try and fight back.
I would have recommended. I thought we were going to see that Ezreal Leona setup here for Nongshim, but it also is great with Ahri, great with Rakan. You know, he's not going to be pushing side lanes in right now. That's going to be what happens later on, and he'll still be able to do that pretty relevantly as long as he doesn't fall too far behind, and he's staying even in the exchange. That experience still has his flash, needs to thin this wave out. A lot of it's super low.
Well, let's see what Kingen can get done here as the knockup does come on through, and that should spell the end. That is first blood going over to the Gold King himself.
And, I mean, Dplus here, you know that this Jace is vulnerable. This Jace is
going to be helping out Beryl.
It's a lot of power from this little play here from Nongshim because they force Shiu to back, but they delay it a few times. He TP's top to catch the wave, but this also means aiming has to come over and catch this wave a little bit late.
Save you, Maiden!
Oh, no.
Oh,
Snake here.
It's too late. Oh, Lucid! That was almost so incredibly heroic. Oh, wow.
But it was the right choice to let it die.
Yeah, it was the right choice. However, still just really, really nice. If the
Shirelli
to try and save her is okay. Then Lehens is flashing for this one as the Soul Shackles do go down. Teleport to come forward as DK just looking to stand their ground. Gee, in so much trouble, and this is Showmaker's domain. He's able to dash wherever he'd like, finds the charm, and everyone on Nongshim instantly on the floor. They'll augment that with Shelly.
Well, this game was looking incredibly close, but Dplus are going to pull massively ahead after this one. Kingen does pick up first turret, so that's a huge win for Nongshim here. So all they need is one more objective to get feats of strength, but...
I want to see what happened there.
I mean, Lehens used his whole kit, and then he remembered why Morgana isn't
I was actually thinking exactly that during the play-by-play, and it kind of put me off my own job.
Yeah.
So I'm glad someone said it.
Because, like, okay, King gets another turret. This feels way less bad now. Actually feels kind of okay for Nongshim, but I don't know if we're going to get a replay of this or not, but, like, Lehens Shirelia's, then decides instead of trying to run away with it, he wants to make a play with it. Flashes in, drops heal, ults, and hits the binding and drops his pool, and then Dplus are like, yeah, okay.
And what?
Nice try. Another turret goes down as Dplus...
And Lucid, and Lucid's going to be immortal. So, I don't know. And she is also not going to be there. The good news doesn't really happen as Beryl, quickness comes down, and Jiu, yeah, the shield was there, but his life is now gone. Gideon is also just dead, and Lucid gets distracted by Calyx, dodges 2 ultimates, and eats the piggy. She are now looking to take down the pigeon here on the bottom side of the map, but there is a turret available. And DK are just winning everywhere now.
Yeah, Nongshim are doing the classic...
no, everything's missing!
Oh, God.
The flash charm is so beautiful. The shovel from Shiu finds the pigeon.
I mean, this is a classic lose the team fight and try to get a turret angle here for Nongshim. They are not able to get that mid-turret, as King is still working towards that goal, but now Dplus pick up this very important, very relevant dragon and a 2,000 gold lead off of the kills as... You know, we could talk about, we often have the debate of dodge or miss.
Yeah.
I think we might have had one of each in that last play that was on Dragons. Kingen will trade his life and maybe a kill?
Well, no. I'm not sure whether Lucid's going to be going down here. Gideon going to show up. There's no subjugate this time around as aiming is fighting Lucid. Knockup is good. Charm is even better as Gideon turns it on to Beryl. Doesn't have Battle Dance. He's just dead. Sometimes Beryl just wants to die. And we don't necessarily know why. Rhyme unintentional.
Yeah, I mean, it's Beryl versus Lehens here, so...
yeah, it's about who can outdo the other one. This
yeah.
brush,
I mean, there's just none of the jungles
will get caught out.
So, okay.
All right, there is the kitchen sink thrown at the Yorick, and he will get taken down. Takes them a little while to get him as Showmaker comes over, offers a bit of poke damage as well. They realize that they are in their jungle, but that means that aiming heads towards the top side, pushes out the wave, gets the turret. This inner is going to be in trouble, but the Otacon is going down.
I think they need to get more than this inner if they're going to make this trade work. Lehen's just hanging out, being annoying. I mean... Buying time for Gideon to come over, I guess?
Yeah, Voidseeker is going to connect onto Gideon, gives them the information that he is in the area. Showmaker turns up as well. It's going to be a 50-50 on this smite. Great news for Nongshim because remember, they've already got that turret. Dark Binding collected here by Showmaker. He also gets tagged by the Shock Blast.
I mean, Nongshim have control over this Otacon now. I don't know if they should hold it. I think they should just leave. Look for King to go over here and get some more Shock Blast damage.
The information is still there. The ward was already set up. Beryl still gets hit. Because of course he does. And now we're just going to be backing away.
Nongshim deny the Otacon. They get that inner turret and damage significantly.
Here that hasn't been swept out.
Lehens can kind of block the entry here of Lucid.
Yeah,
not if he misses.
Oh, it tags Lehens as well. There could be a delivery as there's a subjugation. The prison goes down, and that is the secure of the Otacon, but immediately the jungler does go down. Showmaker goes in, but the Dark Binding was so good! Into the backline goes Beryl, though the quickness charms up 3. The Empress Divide does absolutely nothing, but Kingin does everything! And almost survives for so incredibly long. Nongshim going to win the fight and get the Otacon.
The first miss, so that was what happened there. Yeah, that's the
right.
So anyway, aiming ults and dies, and they win the fight, and now they're in control.
Yeah, and Lucid is not. He is relatively tanky, but doesn't have Subjugate, and as soon as he doesn't have Subjugate, things are problematic.
There's no jungler, and Dplus have to go through all this vision. They have no vision of the Baron, so this ends up being the correct call.
Yeah, this Baron is basically just gone. They get the information, but Beryl, nothing he can do about it as Showmaker. He's going to dash in. It's not going to happen as Beryl almost gets that smite off in time.
That was so scary.
Was that just a double up? I think it was. Okay, yeah, Gio's doing a bit of damage.
He is big at this point.
Yeah. Trying to get some damage on this turret. Going to be successfully able to do so as well. As, all right, Showmaker finds the charm! He dashes in, Kingin's able to get himself out though, and Beryl just explodes! He disappears in the blink of an eye. Now Calyx is rotating over. They've got another Dark Binding. That's going to connect onto Lucid. He goes down, and Nongshim, they're going to make DK work for it. They're looking to take this game right here, right now!
Oh man, Beryl feeling the pressure here. No longer able to just go straight to Legend. They're going to have to win the next game and beat KT in a potential tiebreaker.
And there he is. That's what he was looking for on the top side of the map. Wolf Calyx finds the sweep, and the Nexus goes. Neela insta-lock. Okay, Gio. Okay, mate. His signature pick. He's waited until the very last game. And that's an angry Tibbers who does, move out of the way. The turret is a little bit too aggressive. Pulverize is going to connect once again onto Beryl. He stands beside aiming though. And there's the solo kill for Showmaker!
Oh, that's big.
We need to go back to that. It's just a random pirate. Bound to mess up. As all right, we are setting up a trap. Gio comes in. He's got that Apotheosis at the ready. He is going to use it. Finds the pullback onto aiming. And he's just throwing that whip around. He'll take down the Lucian. And look to Lucid. Man, a spear kind of hurts. Calyx going to have to go back once again. Does get a Primal Surge. It's going to keep that health bar a little bit further up as Lucid thankfully doesn't walk in to Lehens and Gio. Holding on to the headbutt for now is Lehens, and now they dive onto Gio here. The instant exhaust comes through. Two-man Pulverize from Lehens as Beryl puts up the door. Lucid's still going to die though, as once again Calyx so low, but this time Showmaker can't finish him off. Cloud into Chemtech means that we're going to get another interesting soul. We'll see whether it is going to be something like an Ocean we have already had today. As okay, Lehens going to be charging up the flash, but the concussive blows are going to come through. Stand beside Braum as there's the Apotheosis gets flashed this time around, and the Winter's Bite. They really wanted to land that one. Stun goes down onto Lehens. The exhaust onto Lucid. He's going to buy some space, and the spear picks the gap and takes down the cow. DK back on the board.
For Prio.
Showmaker was thinking about trying to kill Calyx again, but doesn't actually commit to it.
Okay, if they get aiming with an Apotheosis, there's an angle.
No, there's a concussive blows, but he's able to press that W in time still. It's not quite enough as the cleanse comes out. It's not enough. And the Lucian able to take him down. Gideon gets over the wall, but the exhaust is still there, and Xiu has teleported in. Great headbutt from Lehens to try and save Calyx. But it's not going to save them from losing so many of these objectives, and the wallet is still going to connect. I said wallet, and it's kind of working here because he had a lot more money than Lehens. That was a really good angle on the Gnar there as well from Xiu. This guy from the brush, like Lehens didn't even really see it. It was actually very, very cute. As him and Gio are now slightly out of position, as we can see here, as the concussive blows comes down. No unbreakable will, and they're going to break that will, as you can see there. And DK, they did pick up the Rift Herald. That's going to be slammed into the mid lane here. Let's see whether Xiu can escape from this one. Gideon hopping forward. Speaking of hops, Xiu wants a target to hop onto, and he's not quite going to be. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay, never minding.
Never mind.
As I didn't quite see the fact that Leandre's was completed, so the burn is going to be enough. Bye-bye, Xiu. And Lucid lives in between some turrets he's not allowed to be near.
No. So it's a trade, but I think it's a big trade up for Dplus. They're able to get that mid-inner in exchange for the outer. Or sorry, the mid-outer in exchange for the top outer. But still, big money. That's a more relevant turret.
And this is going to be feats of strength brought down for DK as they do take this dragon, but they might trade it for an inner turret. This is something that between games 1 and 2, Nongshim really did fix though, and that was cross-mapping when they miss out on things, right?
Yeah,
and so this inner turret going down will give them a lot of money.
It's just like game 2 where, you know, you can at least keep things a little bit relevant because he burns anyways.
If he had if the minion wave was a little bit closer and he was able to avoid pounce damage, maybe it's going to be okay. It's never mind. It's another inner turret that's just going to be taken.
But
there is a huge stack of people here towards the bottom lane.
I mean, if they can get this inhibitor early, I don't know if that's even necessarily good, but they are looking to lose 2 inners for this, and I think Nongshim are kind of priced into it now.
Well, Beryl and Showmaker are here as well, and with 5 people in the bottom lane, I don't think the Annie and Braum are going to be enough to defend this. So inhibitor does go down.
Nongshim are changing the meta, man. They're like, let's just kill the Nexus.
All right, well, that might actually work. There's no wave clear. So there's the ulti out of Beryl, as now the Grand Starfall comes in, and maybe they've overextended. Never mind, the Tibbers not going to find the stuns that they're looking for. Tibbers does come back. Beryl gives them the door, stands beside his teammates, and now the culling. Gonna get tanked by one animal after another, and the stun up onto Kingin. No Dominus for you, and now they're hunting down the hens at the same time. A huge teleport for a Showmaker is coming in at the same time. He's looking to block them off. As Calyx, they are just looking for this Hex Tech. Oh no. Jiu, he's going to die because of this one as he finds the Pyroblast, and now Showmaker wanting to find even more. We can see Gideon and Calyx are out of there. But DK...
It's not necessarily that relevant right now.
Why, Beryl? Okay, he's over.
If there was a strong side lane champion like a Jax, you know, if you're a Camille, maybe you could say this is worth.
Well, maybe this is worth as well. So, okay, Lucid is taking so much damage. Great knockup, though, from Beryl as Lahenz is going to get taken down, and Kingin is going to get cold. It's a double kill for Aiming, who's now looking for even more. Gio going to have to flash to get away, and Showmaker, he is looming. He doesn't have flash, as the house is going to miss. And so is everything else. Oh, that house does actually connect. But Gio able to walk it off as Tibbers just scouting the area.
All right, that's going to be the Otacon in a bit of a roundabout, scary way.
Well, he's there now. Okay?
He's like, okay, exit kills.
If he had package.
Exit kills.
Oh, I believe he was just spotted. Okay, well, Phosphorus Bomb going to give away his position. Gio and Gideon moving in. We've got backs coming on through. And Beryl going to get engaged on and should be going down. There's the kill going over to Gideon. And the rest of DK trying to fight this one out. Gideon goes golden in the nick of time, but then Meganar's going to be there as well. The trade comes through, the Pulverize. And I don't think DK needed to all stick around, but they did. They did get a kill on a Gideon, but they lose 3.
It was a tough decision. Do you just let the split backs happen? Try to force your way into this one. They end up losing these members. It takes a long time. We got to go to live because there's a big fight on this dragon.
Yeah, down to 3,000 health. Lucid in the area. Headbutt Pulp. They're going to try and take him down. Beryl puts up the door, though. That's going to deny a lot. As Showmaker gets the bear over the wall. King is now Dominus into the backline. Gets a huge shield from the Sterix. And the Apotheosis connects as well. Gio will eventually go down as Kingin. His job is now over as he has no health left. And they didn't have enough damage to take them down. Gio going to look for another house. Houses are really big. How do all of these miss? But still, he's going to be able to lock down the kill. And Calyx is just vacated. Yeah, he wants to head to this bottom lane where maybe...
hit the backline targets, and then, yes, the knockup comes through from Lahenz, but the fight is too broken up.
And it's continuing here, Wolf, as well as the flash forward onto Gideon. He goes golden. A see or death moment as Lucid is going to put a spear in him.
Well, that is
Jungler dead and a Baron now up. What did Gideon mean by this?
Well, since we came in pretty late, I'm not sure if we're ever going to know.
All right, Beryl looking to try and turn this one as well. He's got a big old door, and he's not afraid to use it. As this Baron is going down slowly.
There's no unsealed spellbook here for Nongshim.
Oh, look at this Nabar as well. Shiu is ready to start this, but he doesn't have a lot of vision here towards this river. He's getting angry. Calyx is getting in trouble. As Kingin, exactly right, is on that flank angle. As Lahenz takes the culling. They need to... Oh, they find it! Shiu dives on top, finds an R onto 2. Shiu gonna go down. Lahenz gonna follow, and Kingin once again dives in just to go down. And there is the Baron play for DK. This third game game should equal a tiebreaker between DK and KT. The most beautiful, scripted moment here in the LCK is upon us.
It looks like we're going to get it. It looks like them to siege up this base, starting now down with this bottom inner turret. And it's going to take a miracle here. Like the flanking Corki, I don't know if that teleport angle is going to be the one they're looking for. Maybe Kingen could find some sort of angle if he had a ward, but there's nothing.
Yeah, and it's so hard to look at this experience gap, right? Like, Neela has an experience passive and is like 2 levels behind. Lehen's also having to pop that ultimate very early as they take this inhibitor turret. Inhibitor soon to follow. Bottom lane as well is fresh for the taking. Calyx finds a bit of damage with that big one as they deliver Kingen towards the backline. That's kind of where Kingen wants to be. Never mind, he doesn't want to be there. It is a lot of damage available here. Another culling tanked fully by Lehen's, and he will go down. Aiming, just destroying his former teammate there towards the bottom side as Chiu's going rogue. The rest of the team are looking for an angle, but Chiu's just dead. This Gnar is doing so much work. Flashes forward, Gideon again, going golden just to die immediately afterwards. And DK keep their hopes alive here in the LCK. It is tiebreaker time, Wednesday this week. Oh, I can't wait. This is exactly what we needed. I don't know whether we deserved it. I don't know whether it's